Hey everybody, welcome back to Sergeant's Talk TV. I'm Big Mike.
I'm normal size Jason. I got to be a little more medium because I just filled up on half a calzone.
Yeah. Well, she's using that pizza machine, huh?
Well, yeah. So we have been using the crap out of it. These ones, because we weren't sure if it was one. It's cold out, right? We're freezing our cojones off over here. Um,
Yeah.
is she just did them in the oven in the house?
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, we were looking at it. My only fear with it, because with them being the calzones, they're taller, right? And them flames going on the top, I'm worried it's gonna burn it. I mean, it cooks that dough fast.
Oh,
Like it's the
really?
oh man, you slide that pizza in there because we use the she does sourdough crust. You slide that thing in there, and she would have like slices of Parmesan cheese, like flaking it, and that stuff melts instant. All the other cheese melts, and then it's just like it goes in, and within a minute, your crust is already puffing up.
Oh, wow.
Like it's crazy. And if you've got a little bubble or gap in the dough or whatever, it'll start bubbling it up really, really big. And but as it gets close to the top, because the flame coming from is up there, it it'll start burning it pretty quick. So you've got to watch because there's that fine line of your crust being burnt or being done, or like the outside. Well, we did the one, and it was like the outside crust was perfect, right? Nice and flaky and not chewy, nothing. But when you got to the center part, it was still chewy. It wasn't quite done.
Oh,
But we had the outer perfect. So it's like you've got a matter of seconds. It's
yeah.
I was like, so she said, well, I'm not going to make you stand out in the cold doing this thing. So she just did them in the oven tonight. But the flavor from that thing is the best pizza I've ever had.
Oh. So you got some sneet up there, didn't you?
Sneak, that's what it's called. Yeah, we got a little bit of sneak.
Yeah.
It's all
The
gone
cross
now.
between snow and sleet.
Yeah. Super cold temps, but that's all that we had gotten was the because I talked to my brother and them up north because he still lives in Michigan, and he said they got like over a foot up there of snow.
Yeah. No, you're gonna have to keep that. It was 51 degrees here was the high down here in McAllister. The morning time we got up this morning, it was 26. So all the watering bowls were froze, everything. So um, yeah, had to bring get the other waters out there for the rabbits so they could have a morning drink, and then they thawed out. They didn't refreeze until tonight. So, but hey, as long
Yeah,
as that wind's not blowing, when the wind starts blowing here in Oklahoma, there ain't shit stopping it. There ain't no mountains. There ain't nothing.
yeah.
And it'll get down to the bone. I mean, the wind chill will just drop.
And I
But
I
it's
think
not here
yesterday
yet.
yesterday was pretty windy. If I remember right, we had wind yesterday, but today was actually really nice. We had went into town. Um, I don't think we were up in the 50s though, but it might have just barely hit 40, 42, something like that. But it was nice to finally be in just a hoodie. I mean, the last 2 mornings, yeah, I've had to bust out the heavy Carhartt, the beanie, the gloves. Like it was going out. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm in Alaska.
Yeah.
And I got so
Yeah.
many rabbits, I can't even swap my waters now. I got to take the ones in, thaw them, and then bring them back out.
Yeah. And you got to be careful because you'll crack that. I mean, if it's that plastic's, it'll crack. So, yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
I've
anyway,
looked
guys, hey,
at
we got the link pinned at the top if you want to come up and join us on panel for this open mic. Talk to us. Tell us some stories about your military past. Ask questions, whatever you want to do. It's an open mic. Anything can happen. We may go totally off the rails. We don't know. We do have one person down in the green room waiting to come up here. But before we do that, let's say hello to the people in the chat.
Absolutely.
Let me see. Let me scroll to the top. Our friends over in the Philippines and India and Australia came in early this morning, which was late for them over there. So we want to thank them for coming in and hitting that thumbs up for us
And
and
sharing it
supporting
out.
us.
I know they're really good about sharing it out too. So
Yeah, and sharing us all out. There's Brian and Brenda Culp and our friend, I'm going to say it right this time, Cullen. I was corrected. I keep calling him Cullen, but it's Cullen. He's our number one fan, guys. So please say hello to Cullen in the chat, if you will. There's Philip W. Ryder, and he is down in the green room. And I just brought him up while he was showing us his nose holes.
Right. Doing that nose inspection. Do I got any boogies?
Say
That's
what?
right.
There's our brother Ricky Smith over
Smith.
there at Patrick Landon.
Yeah. And there is Roadkill Ron. One thing I learned about Roadkill Ron on Morning Talk with Mike and Paul is he spent a Thanksgiving in jail. That was one of his most memorable Thanksgivings.
Yeah.
I think for all the right reasons then.
The more you know.
Right.
All right.
There's our sister Denise over there on the West Coast. I'm sure
right.
she's not freezing.
And there is Rebecca Touched by Yarn. Just wanted to come in and say hi and let you guys know I am going to bed. There you go.
What's up, Chris, over there at Mr. Leonard Mountain Homestead?
There's 1775 Marine Corps.
Hoorah.
Saying, hoorah. Hoorah. I got it. See, I'm an Army guy. Hoorah.
Hoorah.
We got syllables.
That's right.
There's Judy Herman, always coming in and blessing us. We appreciate you being in here.
I'm going to mess this up. Shugna Birdak
Vlogs.
Hello. Hope I said that right.
Yeah, good morning to them. There's Debbie Drock coming in. Always good to see you, Debbie.
Our favorite female Marine. There's Dawn over at our flippin' farmstead.
We'll start urban warfare training in Georgia. Couple. Awesome. That'll be a good time.
Yeah. There's Big Wave, Florida. Our wind here in the North Florida is usually not as bad unless it's cold in the 20s. Sometimes the wind really sucks. Can gust up to 150 miles per hour.
Isn't that called a hurricane? That can't be a wind gust. That's like a hurricane, isn't it?
Good gosh.
Sounds like Adak, Alaska.
If we'd have winds like that, it would freeze your skin off your body here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I know. There's a place up in Iowa. Get up there by Mississippi, Minnesota border, and it's flat, and it is cold.
Yeah.
The winds come whisking through there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's Ray Castillo coming in. Always good to see you, Ray.
Yep. And there's our friend Tony at our cabin in the woods, recovering from knee replacement surgery.
Oh.
Our good friend, our VA nurse, is helping him recover.
I don't know. She took last week off. Maybe she went back to work. I'm sure about now. Tony's like, you need to go back to work.
She probably got tired of his crying.
Right. She's like, I need to.
Because if I want crying, I go to work. She works at the VA hospital. So yeah.
There's James Hall over there, Shade Tree Cook.
Yep.
Okay, I forgot how to swallow, evidently.
Denise says, I need this tonight. It's been a avalanche of bad news.
Oh no, we don't
Sorry
need
to
no
hear
bad
that.
news in around
We don't
here.
need them bad news.
Oh, man.
We got nothing.
Well, we don't have no bad news for you today. And there's our birthday boy this week. Yesterday was Paul's birthday.
What's up, Paul?
We celebrated that on Morning Talk with Mike and Paul. Well, actually, I put on Paul and Mike since it was his birthday.
Was he
Oh.
100? What is he, 150 now?
He's 61 years old. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, happy birthday, Paul. Sorry I missed it yesterday.
Let's see.
It was cool.
Holy crap. 1775 Marine Corps $100 super chat. Thank you, Mike and Jason.
Oh,
Great
my.
channel. Ray from Queens, New York.
Well,
Brother.
Ray, we appreciate you, brother. That is amazing. And
Wow.
one of the things I think last week was kind of the first time I think we'd seen you coming in and commenting and stuff like that. And I think you became a member. So I guess a reminder for anybody else that might be new or listening to this for the first time, any money, all the money made from this channel, whether it be the super chats, memberships, any of that kind of stuff, any and all of the money coming from here, 100% of it goes to a veterans. Mike, help me out because you're doing it right there in McAllister. The veterans home.
A homeless veteran shelter in McAllister, Oklahoma.
Yep.
They have a veteran section just for veterans, and all donations like you have done, Ray, will be going directly to that once we get the check-in from YouTube, and we will give that to them.
We have a couple veterans home here in Missouri.
Yeah. Well, they have a big veterans home over in St. James, Missouri.
Yeah, that's what I'm stuck on. One of them I'm talking about.
Yeah. But I want to thank you very much for all the veterans that's going to help out.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's an amazing cause. It's close to Big Mike, which makes it easy that he can go over, deliver, make that donation to him instead of giving it to a big major corporation, right? We want any of our money coming from veterans or people that are supporting it. We want 100% of it to go to the veterans, not somebody's pocketbook. So that's why we chose them.
There is Lynn the Farm Okie. Welcome in. And I'm at the bottom. All right.
Say I
So,
stopped scrolling, but I got to the bottom.
Philip came in earlier and he took us outside with his camera, and he got him a shit ton of snow over there in Missouri.
And we're gonna gladly let him keep it up there.
Oh, it's only about 3 and 4 inches. That ain't a lot.
Yeah, well, if you're from Oklahoma, that's a shit ton.
The first week I was stationed in Maine, the first week was 2 feet.
Yeah. Hey, I will tell you, I landed in Bangor, Maine.
Been there.
There's an Air Force base there. I came home on leave after Korea, and then I had to go to St. Louis. I caught a MAC flight, and they shipped me from there, and it landed in Bangor, Maine. And this was in December. Night. I guess it was, when was that? December of 80 or something like that. Anyway, it's so long ago. And I'm going to tell you something. I thought we had a lot of snow in Korea when I was over there, but good gosh, the snow drifts were higher than the big front end loaders they were using to clear the runways. It was insane. But man, Maine gets a lot of snow, guys. Whew.
They do. Well, and I remember growing up in Michigan where when I was younger, we used to get a lot of snow up there. Like I was in the southern part of Michigan, but we still had gotten a lot of snow. And I remember they had to bring in big front end loaders and dump trucks to haul the snow off because they had nowhere else. Like they plowed it so high in the parking lots that they didn't have room for any more. They had to come in and haul it out of there just to get rid of it so that they would be able to plow again when it snowed.
I helped. We had crews that worked 6 months out of the year to do that on our base in Brunswick Naval Air Station. That's all they did.
Wow.
Kept the housing and everything, kept everything clean. And there's times where they had to use front-end loaders and dump it in dump trucks and take it on down this one path and just dump it to keep it off the runway. Because it got over the lights and everything. I mean, they had to go out there and clean around the lights and stuff a lot. Matter of fact,
7 to 8 inches of snow.
I had to walk one of the air fields and use a Hilti gun and put flags by the lights in the concrete.
Wow.
So they could see them suckers because of snow. It's crazy.
See, Reverend Dream made it in. Good to see you in here, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, Ricky Smith saying that he remembers the snow in New Brunswick or in Brunswick, Maine.
Yeah, Iceland. Yeah, that little island. Whew. Now, here's what I don't understand. Why did they name Greenland when it's packed with snow, and then Iceland? I believe when I was in Iceland in Reykjavik, was it Reykjavik? It's got all this moss over all that lava, and if you're not careful, you'll disappear in that shit.
It's kind of it's like Alaska. Really? It's called tundra. It grows like a moss, but there's some salt places. If you didn't watch out, if you went out and towards the mountains and stuff, there's still old bunkers from World War II where the Japanese had there and Americans had. And so you had to watch all that stuff.
Don was born in 1980?
Yeah, Don and I both were.
Wow. Your parents were having sex when I joined the Army.
I skipped over in a second, but I need
January of that year, I was in Great Lakes going to boot camp.
Well, in January of 80, I wasn't born yet. I wasn't born until October of 80. So Paul wants to know how you can get to the bottom of this chat, not at the morning talk.
I don't know. I don't know. Not as many people comment on Sergeant's talk. They just listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's that different crowd, from being a morning crowd to being the later at night crowd as to who's more active when they're on. Greenland's all ice. Iceland is all snow. The snow stakes were 15 foot tall.
Woo. Yeah, I was there in the late spring in Iceland, and I remember we rode these things they called horses in Iceland, and my knees were like dragging the frickin' ground. They're not very tall, and I don't know. We call them ponies. They call them horses over there.
Well, I watched the documentary
battle back in the day with horses that small. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they actually we watch a lot of archaeology shows and stuff like that, and they were talking about back, way back with the Romans, right? A horse, right? Most humans were much smaller stature back then, right? You would have been a Goliath. Heck, even I would have, at 6 foot tall, would have been like this freak of nature, like this Goliath to him, because most of them were like around 5'6", 5'7". But they were talking about that when you talk about those horses, was there's people that are doing like reenactments for it, right? And they said it's a lot harder to do some of the actual acts that the Romans did, the way that they did it, because our horses we have nowadays are much larger. The ones that were back then, I guess, were what we would kind of consider pony size almost. Like they were smaller horses, so they could maneuver them a whole lot different.
I'm not a pup. I was born in 55, Debbie.
Oh, well, see, here you go. 1775. Ray's right there with you. See, he was 86 91.
Yeah.
Dawn, well, yeah, mine's at the beginning of October, Dawn, so we're like a month apart. I was born towards the beginning of the month, and then she was born at the end of October.
Yeah, I remember in Norway, we were up in Hell, Norway, doing winter training with the Norwegian Army, and it's up in the circle, the Arctic Circle, whatever, up there, and we never seen the sun. You could see it. You could see, like, you know how you wake up in the morning, the sun's not up at all, but it's a little bit light outside, but you don't see the sun, like in the dawn. That's what it's like all day long.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think there's a certain time they lose like 8 minutes a day until there's no sunrise whatsoever.
Oh,
and
wow.
never crest the horizon. So, yeah.
You know, and it's funny because when I was in, I remember a couple different times they issued us like extreme cold weather gear. And I'm like, what do we need all this for? We're going to Afghanistan. They're like, well, and I guess if we would have went up into the mountains of Afghanistan, it'd be another story. But we were the Marine Corps. They weren't putting us up there. They put us down in the sandbox in the southern part where we just roasted the whole time. But I knew some guys that went, especially when I went over to engineers. There was a couple guys that went up and did like SEER school and stuff. And they were talking about doing a lot of the training in the snow. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good without it. The closest I had was Fort Knox when I went through MOS school, because I was from November till May. So it was there over winter. But being in Kentucky, it really wasn't a whole lot of heavy snow. It was more the ice storms.
Well, the good thing about when we went up to Norway, we used all their winter gear. Ours was shit compared to theirs.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Well, see, they go to Antarctica, too.
Yeah.
And they give them, anytime you go to a different climate, you get different gear issued.
Yeah.
So if you go to Antarctica, you get all the good stuff. You get them big old white boots for extreme cold weather.
Yeah.
Just get the bigger jackets and everything else.
So Denise just hit the big 5-0.
That's the year I graduated from high school.
I wish I was 50. Good God. This getting old crap, it sucks.
Yes, it does.
Oh, did you see the video Tim put out, his first real visit to the VA?
Yes, I did.
I seen the thumbnail for it, but I haven't been able to watch it yet.
I said, well, welcome to the VA, brother.
Yep.
I will definitely have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's screwed up, that's for sure. Sometimes you just like to slap people.
Yeah.
Debbie and Junior, look, they could be sisters.
Yeah.
Followed a snowplow every day to our facility in the winter. Sometimes you could not see the flashing lights on the plow right in front of you. Yeah. I remember having some whiteout conditions in Michigan, like driving around, and we'd get all the way to school, because once I could drive, then I didn't worry about the bus or nothing. We'd get there, and then they're like, oh, it's 2-hour delay because the buses, can't see to get down the roads. And then, but we're already sitting there, and we're like, okay, well, we're here. And then they're like, oh, well, now we're going to cancel it. So it's like, well, now we have to truck. Like, you canceled it after we're here. Like, the buses would show up, and then they're like, no, never mind. Just turn around and go back. And I'm like,
When I was stationed in Adak Island, we
Oh my God.
we worked on the other side of the island, and we had a project over there, so we had a little short bus for all of us. And me and my uh,
You rode the short bus?
yes, I sure rode the short bus, and I drove that short bus every other Friday.
Hey,
My
they
boss,
don't. That base is not open anymore,
my
is it?
first class, he was funny. He was we called him BFI, big fucking Indian. That's
Yeah.
what his nickname was. He was a nutcase.
Yeah.
So some Fridays, he'd get drunk. So I'd drive. I wouldn't drink, and I'd drive the bus back. One time, these dudes were so drunk. They were hanging out the door. The wind's blowing sideways. Snow's coming in the door. I jerk him back, like, get your butt in here. It's cold out there. I'm driving here, you stupid idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, we had some good times over there, that's for sure.
Is that base even open anymore?
No, they closed that up. I mentioned watching a few videos and stuff, but they closed it up. It's like they need to reopen it, really.
Yeah, because I was watching a thing on Discovery, some people trying to find some kind of gold that was buried there frickin' before they even built the base or something like that.
Well, I know one thing, there's tons of eagles out there.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many eagles in my life.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. Got to see whales. That was pretty cool.
59.
He's still a puppy dog to me.
So it's totally dark in midwinter. You can come out of the top of the rock at 4 a.m. and the sun is still up.
Wow. Now you're talking about Iceland, not Florida.
Right, yeah, definitely wasn't in Florida. They don't have no rocks in Florida. What are you talking about? Except for the one David takes over there.
They got a lot of swamps in Florida.
Scotty B Show. Well, welcome in. Glad you found us.
Yeah.
Never too old to be in here.
No. Oh, no. Okay, you were born a year before I was. So you've already gone through the whole Medicare thing. I'm just now getting it. All my stuff kicks in on 1 January because I turned 65 on the 23rd of January.
Reverend Dream says they just did I have 41 years with us. Miss Tammy on Sunday. Well, congratulations.
All right.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
A lot of people can't say that.
That's true. There's a lot of them like that. Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
My mom and dad was over 60-something years.
Really?
Yep. Well, you got to remember, my dad was 99 when he passed away. He was on his 100th year. My mom, she was, I think, 89 when she passed. But that's back in the 20s when they got married, I think.
Yeah. I was in the Navy facility still there. I was our section. Okay. Bus drivers.
Nice.
Hey, there they are.
Garlet, Germany.
Garlstadt.
I knew I'd butcher it. I was just waiting for you to say it right because there ain't a whole lot. I can say Germany. That's the extent of my German. 1979 snowstorm. Germans asked us to help clean the streets. We were used in 88. The Germans. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know what a MRS is. It's okay. You ever seen machinery that they use that puts it down and drags the ground and gets the dirt up? That's the front cab of that system. Well, we had a 22-foot blade on one of those.
Yeah.
We pushed snow up in Maine.
Yeah.
My buddy's the one that did the welding on it.
Yeah.
November 52.
Nice.
Yeah. If you need rocks, I know a guy who's got rocks. A shit ton of rocks.
Yeah.
And when he drives his 4x4, he hits every last one of them.
Yep. Jason never misses a one.
You can't not miss. Like, you have to hit them. It's a matter of move the sharper ones out of the way to not puncture tires. But
that's right.
Oh wow! Grandparents made it 65 years.
Wow.
Byron and Brenda's hitting 41 years this February.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome to see, because I mean, it is really hard to come about, I mean, that's what Tara and I've talked about, getting together so late in life. It's like, we won't hit those kinds of milestones. We won't live long enough.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're putting up with terror. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
She changed her mind like she changed her underwear.
We
She's
we
gonna
gotta keep
kill
it
me.
interesting, though. That's the thing. We keep everybody on their toes.
Oh, I know.
When you think you got him figured out,
but she does
watch
have
the
a good
next video.
She does have good ideas though that she
Yeah.
changes to.
It is. And when that little bulb goes off in her head, and then she does, like, she's got this face and this whole thing, and she's like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm just like, oh no, here we go. All right, what's changing? How much destruction is going to happen before I can go back to constructing? So,
right.
Oh yeah. Come on up. Come on up and tell your story. I want to hear it.
Me too.
Yeah, and I think there was a couple guys, I called them the old timers that have been in.
Wow, Ray.
They had talked about going with the tanks and having to operate in the snow. I was like, I got lucky not really having to be in anything. I mean, the hot weather over in Iraq and Afghanistan, but that seemed to be a little more manageable than being out there freezing and dealing with everything frozen.
Yeah.
See, Scotty, I was lucky to serve in the Army late 70s, early 80s. Not much going on other than the Iran hostage situation.
Yeah.
I was stationed in Sicily when most all that stuff was going down.
Yeah.
We had
My first deployment was when Anwar Sadat got assassinated. They deployed our MP company to Egypt. We stayed in a hangar. It was like 120 freaking degrees every day.
Oh my.
Crazy. There she is. Birthday girl.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Today's been rough, but I'm okay.
Are your eyeballs open or are you high?
Yeah, no, my eyeballs are open. It's been a rough night.
Okay.
You at work?
No, I'm at home.
Oh, looks like a big old.
She's doing war
behind her head
back there.
All right, so you ready for a story?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it was my second deployment to Iraq, and we were on patrol. I think we were patrolling for the elections. I can't remember exactly. And we were in Mosul at this time, and it must have rained recently. It was very muddy, and we were in some random neighborhood just doing vehicle patrols. And we had Humvees and MRAPs in our convoy. So it was, heavy vehicles. And an MRAP got stuck in the mud. Couldn't get out. So I had to get out and attach one MRAP to another one. And we had to tow one of the MRAPs out of the mud. It was stuck pretty deep. And so we did that without any incident. And then our main mission was to train the Iraqi police officers. So after we got done with our patrol, we headed to our station that we were supposed to go to that day. So we headed to the station, and one of the I was in that MRAP that got stuck that day, and so as a team leader, and so one of the vehicles that was behind us radioed and said, "Oh, you have something hanging from your step," because MRAPs are very high vehicles, so you have to have steps to get into them. And we were like, "Can you see what it is?" And they're like, "No." So we get to the station and we look to see what's hanging off our steps. And for anyone who's been in that country, there's like trash everywhere. And a big part of that trash is like these like black plastic bags that like little bags that they bring food home in or whatever. So it was one of those black plastic bags. And my medic went to take it off the step, and out of the bag rolls a placenta.
Oh no!
That's the part.
Wow.
Yeah.
What rolled out now?
Huh?
I didn't hear you. What rolled out?
A placenta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, it was an interesting day.
How did he know it was a placenta?
You could just tell by looking at it.
Oh, okay.
We all saw it.
Because I never seen one in the wild. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It was not what we expected.
Oh my God.
I've never seen one in the wild outside its home base.
It probably could have been worse, but I don't know if that was.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh.
And that's the crazy part about countries like that over there, though. Like you said, it's they have these pits that they throw all their trash, and
Yeah.
a lot of times the sewage would run over there if they even had sewage. That was their biggest.
Yeah, I saw so many gross things like traveling down the gutters, like. Yeah.
Yeah.
The smell, you'll never forget the smell of that place. It's like burned into your.
Yeah, it does stink.
And here's the weird thing.
Saudi Arabia.
Well, I can only speak about Iraq. Is when their cars break down, they just leave them in the middle of nowhere. It's like they don't have no tow trucks in that country.
No.
It broke down there. That's where it's going to stay.
Well, that's like I noticed in Saudi Arabia when I was there. There'd be Mercedes Benz everywhere.
Yeah.
They run out of gas. They just park them beside the highway. Yeah. It's like, man, I can make a killing over here.
Yeah.
Well, there was something with all the white fenders. Like a lot of them always had one, like their front fender was white. Didn't matter what the color of the rest of the car was. The front fender was white.
Yeah.
No.
Weird.
I guess they didn't know how to paint.
The one thing that
I will tell you, when I was over there, we had to fly some public affairs guys out. We got left behind to build Doha, as I told you guys before, and we were also building firing ranges out there on the Iraq side, and we went out there to negotiate with the Bedouins, and we flew out there, and I went in with them. I want to see what the hell was going on in there. I'm not the crew chief. I was just a door gunner on the S3's bird. And we went in there, and, they're sitting around. We got the translators in there and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden they bring out food and they set it on the carpet, and you're sitting around this big carpet talking and negotiating and stuff like that. And I'm just paying attention to everything that's going on. And they bring this meat out, and it was goat meat. And they set it there, and the flies are all on top of it and shit like that. Because they got all their camels and goats, You're sitting there, and a goat runs through the tent and all that stuff. And then they bring out this big brass bowl full of this white stuff, and they're bringing it around, and everybody that's sitting there has to drink out of it. And it is warm camel's milk.
Ooh.
Dude, my stomach started turning, because they tell you, if you don't hear click, 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 don't drink it, right? And drink all your water out of a bottle. Don't drink anything. Dude, and I'm just sitting there going, and I could smell it before I grabbed it. And I'm like putting it up to my lips, and I taste it, and I go, oh, dear God. It's like curdled freaking milk to me, and it's warm, like fresh out the teat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they come around with this bowl with this paste in there, and you grab the meat. Well, wait, you got to grab your meat with this hand. You grab, because you can't, this is what you do business with back here.
You never grab anything.
Grab it, and then you put it in this paste, and then you stick it in your mouth. And they're licking their fingers and stuff. Bowl comes around again, they're grabbing it again. So you're getting everybody's, you know, their mouth shit all over in the paste and stuff like that. Dude, I must have vomited like 40 freaking times that night. You know, I mean, just the things that they do, and I'm going, you know, and you got to think about it. They've been doing that all their life, so they don't get sick over it. They've built up an immune system like none of us would ever have. You know what I mean? But yeah, they do some nasty stuff.
Well, that one shopkeeper that we befriended in Afghanistan, the one that would bring us the kebabs, you know, got us all the food. I mean, he was a big hookup for us, but he would do that quite often. His wife would prep, and he had this like fancy kind of lunch container. You know, it was a dish stacked on a dish on a dish, and it was like a wire thing around it. And he would have the foot bread, and then it was like reminding me of like a salsa, right? It was just a tomato salsa that you'd rip pieces of bread off, eat the salsa. And then the bottom container was that warm camel milk. And he's like, oh, you got it. And I'm like, you know, I'm not trying to offend you, and that's not my point, right? But I am not doing that. Like, I don't drink warm milk in the States. I sure ain't drinking it over here. Like,
right.
That ain't happening. I got to draw the line somewhere. Let's say hoorah to Eddie. See, he's in here. Good to see you, brother. Roadkill Ron, a whole country of double dippers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They well, like you said, it's their culture. They don't know any different. You know, and then their immunities are built up to everything. Like I remember when we did that first stint in 2008 in Afghanistan, and we weren't getting resupplied. So, you know, we were starting to go black on water, black on chow. And there was all these well pumps, but we were told, Intel was telling us they were all booby trapped, whether it was none of them contaminated more, right?
Yeah.
And so we had to wait for water test kits, because we're like, we don't, you know, we weren't going to drink it anyways, but hey, can we bathe in it? Can we at least, and I remember there was a couple times, because my platoon was the only one with Humvees, so we'd have to take the company commander all over to these different meetings and stuff, and we were sitting outside while he had a meeting the one day, and we seen a bunch of locals come up, and there was like a Wadi River running right through there, right? Pretty good sized one. And we had just crossed over that bridge, and we were kind of just standing there at point. And all of a sudden, some bunch of these locals and some kids, they just start jumping into water. They're swimming all over, and we're like, okay, well, it must be safe. They're not dying. So we're like, hey, you and you are on watch. We're gonna. So we just made a rotation and went down there. At least jumped in the creek, cooled off, and kind of cleaned off a little bit. Washed at least 10 days worth of salt off our uniforms.
Yeah.
Come back out, and of course the captain's looking at us. He's like, "How are you guys all wet? Don't worry about it." He's like, "You didn't." Of course we did. We had watch. Don't worry. Damn right. We can't even stand the smell of ourselves. And you think we weren't jumping in that creek? Them kids got in there playing around. It's game over.
Hey, so out of you, everybody up here and in the chat, what was the longest time you went without taking a shower? Now, a whore's bath doesn't count because you're just cleaning the hot spots, right?
Well,
What's the longest time you had without actually getting in hot water, like a shower trailer showed up or whatever? Did it take before you took a shower?
For an actual like shower trailer?
No, for a hot shower. Okay, I'll just say a hot shower.
A hot shower?
Now I know we built those wooden showers, and you put the big square metal can, painted it black so it'd get hotter. That's not really a hot shower. That's like lukewarm, unless it's 120 degrees.
And Saudi Arabia, that was cold.
I would
What's
say
the longest time?
I don't know, 2 to 3 months probably.
Yeah.
I say about 2 weeks.
It's
Yeah,
about
we had a gravity shower, but that, that's.
Well, see, you don't understand the Seabees that when we go advance party, we bring everything with us.
Yeah.
The main body comes with us, but we didn't have the showers until they come up.
Yeah.
But we had a big tent that we did all the showers in.
Yeah. Kind of like MASH.
We got one once a week. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'd say it's probably got to be the 4.5 months that we were out operating out of the post in Afghanistan in 2008. Because all of our showers out there were cold. We pumped water in, and it was like you did the buddy system. You filled the bucket, and he dumped it on you to get wet. You soaped up, and then while you're soaping up, he's pumping to fill the bucket for you, and then he dumps that one on you. You're rinsed off, and then you swap. But yeah, it had to have been about probably 4 months before we had a proper shower.
Yeah. 6 months for me.
Wow. That's a long
6
time.
months. And I'm going to tell you something. When that shower trailer showed up, I'm going to tell you something. I got in that shower, and number one, I couldn't even remember where I left my soap. I borrowed somebody's soap after they were done, and I had to pull the pubes off of it and shit. But I took a shower.
And pull the skin off.
Yeah, I did a shower, and I stayed in there quite a bit. I was a platoon sergeant, so I stayed in there a while. But I'm going to tell you something. The scariest part is you don't realize this. I mean, you hear facts about you lose so many skin follicles every single day. You should vacuum your bed and your mattress and do all this stuff. But when I started drying off and that stuff started rolling off, your skin just starts rolling off, and you just have this black, you go, man, and it just keeps going. That tells you right there, you are one stinky little bastard.
Yeah. Well,
I think the greatest thing when you go, especially over there, you went so long that you're like, man, everybody's tan, right? You're tan. And then you come out of the shower tent.
That's baked in
powder, right? You look like a bunch of gingers because you're like, oh, I didn't really get a tan. It was just dirt embedded in my follicles. Like,
what happened to my tan?
Here's a story about Operation Desert Shield Storm. After everything was done, we had these Marines come in with their M50 tanks, and they come in there, and I looked at them, and they had their chemical suits on for 5.5 months. And I looked at them dudes, I said, come here with me. So I went up and fired the daggum showers up for them. I said, because they took the suits off, and that charcoal was embedded in their skin.
Yeah.
And I said, come on, we're going to take care of you guys with this.
Well, the reason they were tankers.
I don't care what my boss says. Come on, let's go.
That's probably the only way they could stand to be around each other.
Oh,
when the skin gets so bad, you got to wear charcoal lined mop suits. Yeah, that you're a
those
sneaky
guys
guy.
were so happy. They said, "Thanks a lot." I said, "No problem." I said, "If I was in that thing that long, I would want somebody to do the same thing." You know, but that was crazy because they're in the tanks. It gets hot, gets cold, gets hot, gets cold. They're sweating and everything all the time. That stuff getting in your skin.
Oh, Byron's talking about, showers in Turkey was a wading pool. Drains never worked. We kind of made that mistake. We found we took a bunch of sandbags and made this, probably 8x10 maybe. And we found a sheet of plastic. I don't even know where my guys found this thing at, but someone
Probably
showed up.
stole it from the CBs.
There was no CBs out where we were at. They found it in one of the houses, huts shoved away somewhere. But we were like, perfect, right? That's our pool liner. So we had this genius plan, right? We fill these sandbags, we stack it up to where, it sitting down, you can sit down in it and it'd be up to like your chest. It was all great till we got in it and then realized there's no filtration and we're not showering. This went from nice, clean, clear water to like brown mud almost instantly. But we didn't care. We just sat there like sharing our funk with each other. We're like, dude, whatever. It's gonna happen. But when you look back at it now, you're kind of like, what a cesspool that we created.
Yeah. Now, I've been to Ashkrakistan. Yeah. Dude, that's something you don't put a washcloth into, you know what I mean? After 3.5, 4, 5, 6 months. You just go in there nails deep and start scraping that shit out. That's nasty stuff. Yeah. And then you get that Famunda cheese. Man, that's some crazy stuff.
Oh. Yeah, it's crazy to think about now, when you got a shower readily available to go in and, of course, on the days that we're being lazy and don't do anything, I won't go shower. And my wife's like, how do you not shower every day? And I'm like, and her whole comeback is like, you're not in Afghanistan. You can shower every day now. And I'm like, but I didn't do anything today. I'm like saving the ocean water. So I don't know. I didn't want to shower. I didn't need to. I didn't do anything. She's like, no, that's gross. Go shower.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason now why not to shower, Jason.
Right. There isn't. I mean, just pure laziness. But
yeah,
I'm like, hey, of course, I think the worst, right? So you go 6 months without a shower. But I remember we actually had a standing clock, and I want to say that I might have won it. I don't remember which deployment it was, but it might have been in Iraq. But yeah, went like 17 days without crapping.
Oh man!
Oh wow,
that's a long time.
Yeah.
But we didn't in the heat, and I've always been that way. In the hot heat, like it would take me 4 days to eat one MRE, like all of the contents in it, because I just couldn't eat. Like it was too hot.
I couldn't eat. Now, if the only thing I ate when if they flew it in would be fruit cocktail in a can or something like that. I'd eat that, but I mean, you can only eat so much chow off of an MKT. Or now it was better. It was better later on when they brought in the where were we? We're in Bosnia, and we had contract cooking from Brown and Root, and they brought those guys in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the only people that was ass hurt were the cooks, but they got over it.
We brought our own mess specialist.
Yeah.
The MKT is just like a big old family size MRE.
Yeah, mobile kitchen trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They started bringing them out when I remember when we would do the tank gunnery range, especially mainly at Lejeune, there in North Carolina. And at first, when I know the first several years that I was going out there when they would do gunnery, they would drive from main side with them big hot vats, right? The chow hall would make it. They would throw them all in the hot vats and bring it out and then serve it. Well, then they started bringing the tent out because they're like, wait a minute. We have cooks in the battalion. They go work in the chow hall, but they never, you know, even on our field ops at the time, they were never actually cooking anything. All the cooks did was drove to the chow hall, picked it up, had it put in the vats, brought it out and served it to us. Like they were never actually. So we finally got, I guess it must have been one, you know, someone in the command finally got smart, was like, these guys need to actually be doing some cooking. Like we're going to set up. So we started getting some decent food coming out. You know, I mean, a lot of it was still the bag of eggs and whatever, but you're getting it cooked a little bit better because it's out in the field. And boy, they threw a fit when we did this too. So you have to go sweep the targets every morning, or you know, before the range starts, and then once it goes cold, you go sweep them again. Well, we had done a shoot that day, and we went, swept all the targets. Everything was good. Went back. They did the shoot. It was kind of a short shoot that day. Went out that afternoon, cleared everything. While we're clearing it, there's a deer laying there.
Oh.
Nobody's seen it while they were, you know, running the range, but a round must have went through one of the targets, took out this deer. So we get looking at it and was like, there's only a couple holes in it, and it wasn't gut shot. Okay, throw it in the truck. So we bring it back. And well, we gutted it and out there, and luckily it wasn't bloated too bad, and then brought it back and cut it up, and we went over to the cooks and we're like, hey man, we got some meat in the cooler, like can we, you know, use your grill? And finally one of the commanders had come over, and I think it was the company commander, whoever was qualifying that week, and he's like, what are you guys cooking and how did you get that? Because he's seen it was fresh meat, and we're like, you don't want to know. He's like, no, and we're like, well, it's venison. Oh, you got it. But we're like, they were gonna let it just rot out there anyways, and he tried to go all game warden on us, and we were already eating it, so the evidence was gone. But it was a damn good meal. I was like, man, see, this is why we got to bring cooks out here. They're like, you guys cannot. We had quite a few debriefings every field op after that we weren't allowed to eat the wildlife anymore. Like, you're gonna waste a perfectly good deer because it was already dead.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was roadkill. We picked up off the road. I mean, it got shot that day.
Well,
I think the first time I was in the desert, I would eat breakfast, and I drink so much water during the day that it always seemed like, unless I slept, I always felt like I had an upset stomach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I never felt hungry. That was the weird thing, was like I would eat just because I knew I needed it. There was never, and maybe it was because like you're pounding so much water that you stay full on water maybe. Yeah. But it never. But now the last trip to Afghanistan where I was stuck at a major fob, I'm pretty sure I gained weight there.
Yeah.
They had the huge defact facilities, and it was like gourmet. Oh yeah, no.
Was it contracted food?
Oh yeah, they had, I don't know, local contractor, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was down there. It was Leatherneck is the part we were on there, but it was Camp Bastion's what it started off. So the Brits had that side, and then the Marines went in and put Leatherneck up. But yeah, they brought. I mean, I think that was their defacts that they had over there, the chow halls, because I think there was like 2 of them. Because it was crazy. Because in 2008, that didn't exist, and then we go back in 2011, and it's this massive city, and now it's all gone. They tore it all down. But it was larger than any chow hall I seen stateside, or anywhere else. I mean, there's this huge freaking like tent building.
Our tent was 60 by 100 in Desert Storm.
Wow.
Yeah, we that's after main body came up. They put it up, and we had people to look at the situation. We had our compound was a mile and a half inside. That's how big our barn was all around. That's how much equipment we brought with us.
Yeah.
Well, we had people lined up, other divisions of, I don't know who else it was, Army, Marines, or something, lined with us. When people, they'd come over to our galley because they liked our food. They were there every day.
Yeah.
We'd see officers there eating there and everything else. It was crazy. We had Army people coming in, and we had all kinds of guys. Matter of fact, I met a guy. He was in Desert Cami, and he had a patch, flag patch, and he gave it to me. His last name was Ryder, same as mine. It was cool.
Really?
I was like, whoa, we might be cousins. I was like, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know where they get those big ass chicken wings. I remember those.
See, I think that guy was, I think he was a SEAL or something, or EOD. Because we had a compound in our compound. We had another compound where these guys had Conex boxes down there and everything. They stayed down there, and they were Desert Cami. We were in the old, I don't know if you see the old green Air Force uniforms. That's what we were wearing at the time. We was wearing the OD green uniforms.
Yeah.
In Iraq. We didn't have Desert Cami until we was leaving. History just stuff before we left. Here you go. Well, that's nice to know. We could have been wearing that, you know. But these guys, they stayed by themselves down there. I'd see them down there every once in a while, and I'd see every once in a while a few of them at the chow hall.
Yeah.
But they didn't have much writings on their uniforms.
Yeah.
I think they were special forces or something.
Yeah, because I remember when we landed in KKMC, that's King Khalid Military Community, where everybody during Desert Storm and Desert Shield, where everybody flew in, unloaded, they lined everybody up, and man, we had to be about a freaking 2-mile walk to the chow hall, to the shower houses, all that stuff. So I said, man, screw that stuff. I'm not walking there 3 times a day, you know. So one of my guys, I had my driver, that guy, he never stopped eating, and he was like 125 pounds, and he never gained weight the whole time we was there. And every time I looked at him, he was eating something. And he'd bring me back, you know, some fruit or coffee and stuff like that. I said, man, I ain't walking all the way down there. Screw that shit. That's exercise. And I mean, because when you come from Germany and then all of a sudden you're sitting in the middle of the freaking desert.
Yep.
It is like someone just sucked the water out of your body. And as much as I drank, I was always thirsty.
Yeah.
You know, and then
before we went to Saudi Arabia, we were stationed in Bahrain, and we were going to be there 2 weeks, and then the main body came in. We took over for Battalion 7, and a couple of days before we were supposed to go up to Saudi Arabia, they let us go to exchange over there.
Yeah.
Over there in the by the airfield. So I went in there and I found this little stove, butane stove. So I bought a bunch of bottles of butane and everything else. They had that stove. I took that up there, and every morning I was cooking me some warm MREs.
Yeah.
Everybody else was like, what are you doing? I'm having coffee and everything else. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, hey, don't touch my stove.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I wasn't stupid. Most of the time it's warmer. When it's warm, it's a lot better than MREs.
Yeah.
I ate them for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was so glad when we got rid of the sea rats, because you can only eat sea rats for so long. And then when all of a sudden they came out with the MREs, I'm saying, man, this is some good crap. 5 years later, I'm going, man, I am sick of this stuff. then they came out with the tea rations. I don't know if you remember the tea rations.
Never heard of them.
They were about this big, and it was like ham steak in one, and it's supposed to feed a squad of people.
Oh, okay.
You get one that had mashed potatoes in it, and had another one with ham, or you had whatever it was and stuff like that. And we had those big 50 cal ammo cans, and we had sternos underneath them, or we built a fire and boiled the water to stick them in there and shit like that. And then the only one I like is when you get one that, I mean, we did some bargaining for some pudding. Man, I'll tell you what. And then I caught these two bastards. They stole the pudding, and they said, no, it never came in there. And I caught them later. They were sitting there using their P39s and opening up the pudding, and they're all got their fork in there when I busted in their track. And I said, what the hell's going on here? And, man, I thought you locked it. Man, you thought. Yeah.
What's so funny? We had a few Marines, and they were talking about Odell's beer because you couldn't have beer in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they had Odell's.
And if I had a couple cases, I probably could have traded for a Humvee to the Marines because they will love that. Because had
trust
to taste
me, there's
beer
people that got care packages that liquor got in the country.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Especially those airplane ones.
Mouthwash bottle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When we took over from the British, we would trade MREs with them because we were sick of ours and they were sick of theirs.
Yeah.
So theirs were like great to us and ours were great to them. So that was
That's kind of
cool. Whole change. Well, did you ever have to hand out? So they had the yellow bagged ones.
Yeah.
And they were the humanitarian ones, right?
They were like the halal or whatever
they
workless.
They were bagged just like MREs, but it was a yellow bag instead of the gray or green. And I think it was Iraq that they gave us those because as we were driving through, we were supposed to be handing them out. They're like, hey, because we were throwing all the stuff out of our MREs that we weren't going to eat anyways. Hey, throw that out to the kids, do this. Well, then they showed up and they said, hey, if you guys are taking any prisoners, this is what you give them, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
We opened them up and started looking what was in there. We're like, how are they getting better chow than we are? Screw that. They started getting our MREs. We started eating the yellow ones.
Yeah.
He was like, no.
I never seen those. They didn't have them when I was over there. We'd trade the Bedouins for it, and later on they found out, the ham and all that stuff. When somebody that could read English or whatever, they're going, and then they cursed us with the fleas of 1,000 camels.
You couldn't give them pork.
The yellow ones didn't have any pork products or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
So,
but they had like peanut butter jellies and stuff in them. Like it was
right.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I don't think after we opened a case, because it was like, hey, we're not throwing a whole case at them.
Yeah.
We opened it and you start looking, and it was like, yeah, no, watch this. MRE bags are going out. The yellow ones are staying in the truck. I think there was a couple that might have been like, none of us are eating that. Here you go. Some tofu or something. I don't know. Well,
I did have K rations back in the day. When we did a field exercise in Charleston, South Carolina, when I was a CBU, and they weren't bad. The cookies were really good. I mean, they're in a can. It's sealed for 45 years. I mean, it was. Yeah. They were still good.
They're a lot just like any of it. You know what I mean? Like, I remember we traded with the Brits too. That was very common. Hey, because you're eating the same thing, right? And there's only 15 or 20 different versions of the meals or something,
right?
So when you're eating, and it's like everything is good in moderation, but when you have to live off it for months and months and months,
it gets old. Even 2 weeks it got old.
Yeah. When I come back home and like guys are like, dude, can you give me MREs? They were all excited. They want to eat. My own kids, they wanted to eat MREs. They were loving it. They were wolfing them down. And I'm like, here. They're like, Dad, aren't you going to eat any of this? I'm like, no.
No.
If
I
I
mean,
didn't have to eat another one for the rest of
eating
my life,
nasty things for months.
Yeah.
Bubble tea wears off when it's 3 meals a day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when that's all you have for months, no.
Yeah.
Like you're enjoying it because
Well, I was
only have to eat it now.
over there. I was in charge of the tent. That's what they call a sled hut. And so I'd have to go get MREs. And so so I'd go get the box, and I told them, I had a box underneath my bed. I said, you see that box? All your sugar and creamer and coffee I want in that box, because I know you kids don't drink coffee. So I had they put all their coffee and stuff in there after they opened their MREs and stuff to eat. So I always got the first pick. Actually, some of that ham and eggs and stuff wasn't bad.
Oh, I like the ham and eggs.
The ham and eggs was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked ham and eggs.
Especially if it's warmed up.
Yeah.
And I had that little stove, and I'm sitting there cooking, and all of them were watching me. It's like,
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I ate so many of those damn things. One time I went to the medics, and they said first time I ever experienced Miralax.
yeah,
They gave me that little container.
you got
And
all
they said-
banged up.
Oh yeah.
They told me to drink, what was it, a gallon or whatever, mix this up in there, shake it up, and I drank, man. We were on a mission, and all of a sudden it hit me, from Jarn. I'm in the APC
Oh shoot!
going across the desert, and I'm going to tell you something. I emptied all the 50 cal ammo out of a box, trying to sit on that box, and it was like riding a bull in a rodeo in the back of the APC. Man, I'm gonna tell you what, that was some nasty stuff there. But I hadn't taken a dump in probably 10 days.
Oh man!
And my gut was hurting, and they gave me that stuff, and it was about 4 or 5 hours later after I finished doing that. Yeah.
It'll clean you out.
Mount St. Helen erupted. So some crazy stuff. Now I have to do it because I'm over 50 every 5 years. And I have flashbacks. That's my PTSD.
All right. Yeah. I had to do it. Was it last year before? I had to go have one done, and no. I was glad everything came back clear, and they're like, we'll see you in 7 years. I was like, maybe you will, maybe you won't, but I don't plan on making it happen.
All right, guys.
Hey,
Hey, it's 9:13. I want to thank you guys for coming in, especially you, Denise, and you, Philip. Thanks for coming in and joining us on panel. Oh, and thank you for that pretty gross story there, Denise.
Yeah.
Appreciate
welcome.
that one.
Yeah.
But I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming in, guys. Hey, and a special thanks to our 1775 Marine there. I want to thank you for your contribution to the McAllister homeless veteran place that we got here. We will make sure that gets over to them once it comes in from YouTube. And I want to thank everybody for your service, number one. And remember, be kind to one another. Help somebody in need, and always think of that. Any closing remarks there, brother?
Nope, you said it all. I just reiterate the whole thanks everybody for coming in. We appreciate it. And if you like it, even if you don't, give us a thumbs up. But more importantly, if you liked it, share it out, everybody.
Let me know about the sheetrock.
We're gaining some traction, so
Let me know about that sheetrock.
Yeah, definitely will. So
Yeah,
Denise,
my
Philip,
problem.
appreciate you coming in.
All right, Project 1868. Welcome in.
Denise, have a good one.
Glad you're here. All right, Denise, you have a great one. Philip,
you.
thanks for coming in. You too. guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right,
Bye,
y'all
guys.
have a good evening.
Good night.
God bless.